Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be going over the Sacramento Airport, specifically Terminal B. So we'll be covering how to get there, where to park, where to walk, and if you stay until the end, I'm going to show you something special to the Sacramento Airport. We have two of these, Terminal A and Terminal B, which is the focus of today's video. And there are only 13 of these in the United States. So let's get to it. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Sacramento, California, go ahead and subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. So that way you can be the first to know anytime a video is uploaded about living in Sacramento, California. Hello, my name is Johnny Jennings and I'm with Living in Sacramento. And we get calls every day from people like you and you and you and you and you who are looking to make their move to the Sacramento region. Maybe not just Sacramento proper, but maybe any of the outlying regions as well. And guess what? We absolutely love it. So if you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. All of our information is in the description below, so we can help you make a smooth move to Sacramento, California. So today's video, like I mentioned earlier, is about the Sacramento International Airport, or SMF. Specifically today, we are going to be going over Terminal B. So some quick background on Sac Airport. It's clean, it's new, it's fresh. In fact, Terminal B was renovated in 2012. So it just has a whole new vibe, very clean, very, like you don't get that grungy feeling that maybe you pick up at some other airports. And they're actually currently renovating Terminal A as we speak. So there is some construction. It does kind of have, you know, that kind of a vibe going on, but I'm okay with it because I like the end result. I like the clean, the fresh, the easy feel. Like I'm not even going to name names, but if you've been to a ratty airport, Sacramento is not one of them. So with Terminal B, or just the Sacramento Airport in general, most people that fly out of here are flying out on Southwest. Like I think Southwest, then it's American, then Delta, and then United. But I think Southwest has more flights out of here than the next three largest carriers combined. So a lot of people fly out of Southwest or fly using Southwest, and Southwest is housed in Terminal B. The people who fly out of here, the most common destinations include San Diego and Vegas. So San Diego's number one, Vegas is number two, and then you have like Denver and Tacoma, Washington, or Seattle, Washington, and a couple other places high up on that list. But interestingly enough, San Diego is the most, flown to destination out of the airport. And by the way, what's cool about this airport is it can get you to almost any major airport. Like you're not going to have like those weird, direct flights, but you'll have good flights, many direct flights. Like I've flown to Austin, Texas. Like that was a direct flight. They're both there and coming back. Pretty cool. They used to have a flight to Cabo. They killed that in 2020, but hopefully that'll be coming back, a direct flight to and from Cabo. Anyways, there's a lot of great flights. If you do need to fly a little bit more exotic, somewhere a little bit more hard to get to or not frequently sought after, you're either going to have a layover, probably in Denver, probably in Vegas, maybe in Phoenix, maybe in Houston or Dallas, depending on where you're going. Or they'll just have to fly out of San Francisco. I've never had to do that. I hear people have had to do that, but I've never had to fly out of San Francisco to get where I want to go. Then again, I haven't flown anywhere crazy internationally, mostly domestic. Another cool thing about the airport is they do have a direct flight. Well, you get my point, to Hawaii. Granted, there's not really a layover anywhere, but my point is you can get on a plane in Sacramento and land in Hawaii. You don't have to go Sacramento to San Francisco or Washington, or I don't know how LA, Sacramento to LA to Hawaii. There's a direct flight. So there's a little bit of background about the airport. It is just outside of Sacramento. So here's the map. So it's northwest of Sacramento. You can see some of the other communities, Roseville, you can see Folsom, you can see Elk Grove down here, which will show you how long it takes to get from all these different places. On average, somewhere between 30 to 40 minutes, on average, depending on traffic and time of day. So not too out in the middle of nowhere, but once you arrive at the airport, parking's an issue. So either you're picking somebody up, like say a family member, a friend, or a coworker has flown into the airport and now you gotta pick them up, or you're going there, you're gonna drop off your car so you can park and get to wherever you're going. So let's start with the first one where somebody's flown in and you're waiting on them. Well, you have two options. You can either stay in the short-term parking right here, which this does cost. It costs, let's see if we have it pulled up right here. So it's under the hourly tab, and it's $2 per half hour, so $4 an hour, which the max you can do is 5 hours. So that's short-term parking right there. Benefits to paying the extra cash is you can just park your car and wait for somebody to come, your friend or whoever it is to come and arrive, and you don't have to like worry about timing it right and picking them up, right, on the street side. I don't know what you would call it, but like the airport security doesn't like you parking here for a long period of time. So if you're parked here, you can get some work done, open up the hotspot, watch a movie, and you're good. And then whenever whoever it is coming in, they can either walk on this bridge, take the elevator down, and meet you, or they can just hop across the street. Again, very easy, but you do have to pay for that convenience. The other option, which is what my lovely wife Valerie turned me on to, and I've never done that option, by the way, just full disclosure, I've never done that. What I do instead is we stay in the free parking, in the free waiting area. So the benefit one is it's free. The downside is that, let's say you came in off of the freeway. So how do you get there? So to get to the free parking area while you're waiting for somebody, so you come in off the freeway, hang a left, and then you just stay here. This is like the parking lot west right here, and this is East Economy, this is West Economy. But so you're parked, you're ready to go, you're just waiting on your friend to arrive, and they say, hey, I'm here. So what you're gonna do, oh, shoot, I gotta go. So you go and you go to get them, and then you're waiting and they're not there. So then you gotta go and you gotta do another loop. Oh, they're waiting and they're not there. Oh, okay, so then you're gonna have to do another loop. Oh, they're not there, and you're gonna have to. So if you're cool with doing the loops, which I am, it's not a big deal. Just keep that in mind. Whereas if you were parked out in the short-term parking, you wouldn't have to do any loops. You could just be sitting there waiting, and they would come out and get in the car. So that's how short-term parking works. The next thing is I'm gonna skip over the daily parking. We're gonna go into economy. Economy, so there's two economy parking lots. I believe it's $10 a day, just to make sure I'm not telling lies. Yep, $10 a day. There is a shuttle service. So this is like you've driven to the airport, you're dropping your car off, and now you're gonna get on an airplane and go somewhere. There's East Economy, and there's West Economy. And then what the website on Sacramento's International's airport website says is shuttle services, they come pick you up about every 25 to 30 minutes, but it can take 60 minutes from the time you park until the time you arrive at your terminal. So if you're like me and you don't mind getting to the airport an hour before boarding or 30 minutes before boarding, factor that in. However, if you're like my wife, who wants to arrive at the airport 24 hours before boarding, make sure you factor that 60 minutes into your travel time. So those are the two options, right? West and East. Now the best option, which is why I saved it for last, is the parking garage. Now this does cost a little bit of money, it costs a little bit of gold coin. So the parking garage is right here, and it's $18 a day. So it's almost double what the economy parking is. So if you're going on vacation or you're going on a work trip and you're gone for 5 days, it's almost $100 you're paying just in parking versus $50. But you don't have to deal with the shuttle. You don't have to deal with the weather if it's cold or windy or rainy or hot. If it's 1,000 degrees, which you can get warm in the summertime, you don't have to deal with any of that. You just park right here, and you can use either the bridge to walk over to Terminal A, covered bridge, enclosed bridge, climate controlled bridge, or this bridge right here to Terminal B. And so this is like parking, I don't know about you, but it always seems like it's a stressful event. And you're trying to get to the airport on time and making sure you have your passports or all the luggage or the kid or whatever it is. And what I have found is that on more occasion than I would like to admit, my wife and I have missed this turn. So you've driven into the airport, and oh, this is perfect. And you're coming in and you're like, where do I go? Where do I go? Terminal B's that way, the Terminal A's that way, where do I park? And so let's see if we can get closer, and then it Y's right here. And it's like super, in the moment, you're probably laughing at me as we're watching this video, but it's super stressful in the moment. Because it says parking and parking. So remember hourly, that's like that short-term parking. But here's where you want like the garage, just stay to the right, towards the garage parking. And you just continue driving. I know this might seem like overkill, but if you're watching this and you've experienced this, you're laughing knowing that I'm, gonna save you some heartache, or when you're driving it, you're gonna be, thank you, Johnny, you saved me some heartache. So right over here, there's more economy parking over this way, that's east. But you wanna stay on the road, you'll see the little bird. And so you see where it says daily lot and garage. See the little bird? You know you're on track if you're seeing the bird. And stay to the left. Stay to the left, and then it's like, oh gosh, we're coming up to another Y. What do we do? We stayed right on the first Y, now what do we do? You see that big blue sign? That means stay left. And you'll drive in here. And so let me back up, because I don't think they'll let me go in there. So right there's that Y. Here's the daily parking lot right here. And there's that Y. What you can do is you're driving through, stay left, and then turn left right here. And then there's like a spirally driveway, and you can come over here and you're in this parking lot. If you decide to stay left and go straight, it'll take you over to the northeastern side of the parking garage. And that's totally fine, like it's not they're connected, it's not a big deal. But what I found is that I prefer to park, if at all possible, if there's spaces over here, which is just easier to come in through the spirally driveway and just come over here and park over here, rather than come in through the this side, because this side it's closer to the Terminal A, and we want to go to Terminal B through this sky bridge. Anyways, hope that makes sense. Hope I'm not overcomplicating a simple thing, but when you're driving through the airport or to the airport, make sure that you stay right on that first Y and then stay left on that second Y. Maybe this is only me that's ever experienced this, and that's why I'm making such a big deal out of it, but I'm thinking I'm not the only person. So just in case. So that's parking. Now you're saying, okay, well, great. Now that we have parking down, how long does it really take us to get to the airport? Well, it really depends on where you're coming from. So if you're coming from Rockland, right now traffic is bad. It's normally not this bad. But anywhere between 37 and 43 minutes from right around here in Rockland. If you're coming from Roseville, about 30 minutes, so you're a little bit closer. So it's a little less time. Auburn, you're a little further away. So here's Roseville, Rockland, Henry, Newcastle, Auburn. So Auburn, it looks like it's somewhere between 50 minutes to an hour right now because of traffic. Traffic, I would say, has added about 10 minutes to what I normally see for these routes. So just keep that in mind. So with traffic, it could take you 50, 58 minutes without traffic, 40 to 50 minutes from Auburn. Folsom, so now we're on the other side so we're on the 50 side. Over here's the 80 side, and here's the 5 and the 99. So the 5 comes in right here, the 99, oops. The 99 comes in right here, then it splits, and you can take the 80, which has Roseville, Rockland, Loomis, Auburn, and then, or you can take the 50, which has Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Rancho Cordova. So from Folsom, it takes about 40-ish minutes, 40, 45 minutes. From El Dorado, it takes, about 10 minutes longer. Again, if you're closer to a freeway, like these are just generic plots on a map, like this isn't anything like specific, but if you were close to like a main road or even closer to freeway, it would cut down on time tremendously or add to it tremendously. So let's go back to like the Roseville option. If you are, like out here, let's just say West Park. So West Park isn't, so they're just gonna have you take, is that PFE? Baseline. They're gonna have you take Baseline over compared to if you lived in, so I'm giving you some bad examples here, but you get my point. Maybe you don't. I just want to make sure I'm being clear. If you're closer to freeways, then you're close. That's the cool thing about Roseville, honestly. That's why it's been voted like one of the best cities in the country. Not only in the state, but in the country so many times. It's because it's so convenient to live here. Whether you live out here, out in the boonies, like it's harder to maybe get to shopping and stuff down here, but it's really convenient to get to the airport. You know what would be a good one is, we'll just do Boulder Ridge. Try not to pick like specific addresses because that's like, I don't think that's too helpful. So Boulder Ridge to Sac is 46 minutes, whereas like Rockland is 38. So if they had added a lot of time because you're out away from like the road, and you're saying 46, 38, that's not a lot. It is if you're running behind. Point is, on average, it takes you somewhere between 30 and 50 minutes in the greater Sacramento region. Like even Elk Grove, I think, what is it, like 30, 35? Yeah, depending on where you're coming from. To get to anywhere in here, on average, 30 to 50 minutes to get to Sac. Most of the time it's between 30 and 40, but because traffic's bad, it's taking longer. The one city I ironically forgot to include is Sacramento, so let's do Sacramento. Yes, 13 minutes. So when you're looking at the map and you're thinking, okay, well, how far is that? Like, is that a long ways or isn't it a long ways? It's not that bad. All right. So with that, that concludes the map portion of this video. What we're going to do now is we're going to get into the, I think I'm actually going to show you into the parking garage and walk you around Terminal B, and I'll show you some other cool aspects of the airport. Namely, we'll actually get on the tram and we'll go through the tram so you'll see how that works. Security is right here, so you won't see me videotape or record videotape. How old am I? Security. But what is cool is that there's something really cool right here. And then there is the shopping. So I wouldn't call it shopping, but just food. So typically what Val and I do is we take the tram, we get through security, and then depending on who you are and how you like your coffee, people mostly either go to 12, which is, I believe it's Pete's, or they go to 13. And then there are some restaurants around here as well. I typically go to 2, which is like the cafeteria 15L. It's yummy, it's good, and it's close to, for whatever reason, I fly out of these gates more often than the gates down here. But Keep in mind, stay till the end of the video and you're gonna see what number 4 is, this escape lounge. There are only 13 of these at the time of this recording in the country. 13 escape lounges. Sacramento has 2. They have one at Terminal A and one at Terminal B. So I'll take you inside that so you can take a sneak peek of what the escape lounges look like. Anyways, with that, hope this video was helpful. Hope this map portion was useful, and look forward to hearing from you in the comments. We're going to switch over to me actually in the airport now. See you there. So there's all kinds of parking options here at the Sacramento airport. The one that I prefer is to stay in the parking garage, because it is a little bit more, but because you can park in the parking garage, and then I'll show you, there's sky bridges for both Terminal A and Terminal B, but we're doing Terminal B today. That's what the video's on. And you just walk. So if I was parked over there, and I could just walk over here, you walk down that way, you're in the airport. So freaking cool. All right, so I just walked across the sky bridge and we are in the airport now. Never really had to deal with any weather. It was a little cold, but you'll never get wet. It's never that windy if you park in the parking garage. And then, if you're leaving, the tram over to the terminal is right behind me. But here's something fun. I call her Jolene. I don't know what the official name is, but I call the rabbit Jolene. And then if you want to, like if you say you arrived and you needed to, get your tickets or do some check bags, you would go down the escalators. And then when you come back from your flight, you take those same escalators down one level further, and you can get your pick up your bags that were checked. So, and then you just come right back up, boom, right across the bridge. Super easy. So here we are, there's two trams that you can take out to Terminal B. Super easy. I know I'm saying that a lot, it is easy to fly to this airport. They are, I don't know what the frequency is in between the intervals, but it's pretty fast. You're never waiting too long. There we go, getting on the terminal tram. See you on the other side. Well, actually, let's just record it.
Please stand
well, you can see how quick this really is.
The doors are closing.
That wasn't too bad. And now we're in security. And then, well, we all know what that is. That's not fun anywhere, but the lines typically aren't too long here. You don't have to wait too long. And if you have pre, that's fast. But if you have clear, even better. All right, so we made it through security. And here we are on the other side, just on the tram. You can see the airport is just very new, it's fresh. You go down that way, and that's the end of that side. Let's turn, and you go that side. Now here is one of the great things about the Sacramento airport that not every airport has, and we have two, and they're very conveniently located. And they are called the escape lounges. So you do have to be have a certain status with American Express, but there's free food, there's free drinks, like alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, and you can bring some guests with you. So let's go check it out. This one's tiny, excuse me, but you kind of get the idea. And then, real quick.
Appreciate you.
There's a little bar, and all this food is free, everything's free if you have access to these lounges through American Express. Super cool, and this is both in Terminal B and in Terminal A. All right, so we're back. Let's get on this tram back to the Sky Bridge.
Please stand clear of the doors. The doors are closing. Please hold on. The train is departing.
Made it back. Wasn't bad at all, right? And the best part about being back is you get to say hi to Jolene, that big rabbit. So just to keep it on topic about this airport, here we are walking out of the tram. Like, this is super fast, super easy. And then behind me is Jolene. Let's see, I don't know if we can see her in the light. There's Jolene. If you had checked bags, go pick them up. And then you can just walk right on out, get on the Sky Bridge, and go pick up your car. Super easy. It's the name of this airport. It should be like, anyways, SMF is easy. All right, so when you come out of the Sky Tram or the tram bridge from Terminal B, you'll come down here and you'll get your luggage. And then if you're parked in the parking garage, you just hop back on one of these escalators or take the elevator and go back to the Sky Bridge and walk across and get your car. Super easy. If you're still watching this video, you've seen the map portion. We went into the airport itself and we got to see the airport from the inside. And now we're back here, and I just want to make sure they're doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you about this nifty website. So just go to sacramento.aero or just Google Sacramento Airport and it'll take you right here. And this website has all kinds of very helpful information. I specifically like the maps and the parking information. Anyways, with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I sincerely do hope that you got some value out of it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up or subscribe so that way you can be notified the next time we put out a video about living in Sacramento, California. If you got some value out of it, but you don't really want to hit subscribe, that's totally fine. There's zero pressure from us. We're a zero pressure company. But again, if you are looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or you can even schedule a Zoom with us. That way we can do an in-person meet via Zoom so we can get to know you a little bit better and help you make a smooth move to Sacramento, California. Take care.